Well, hello, everybody. What's up, squatties? How is everybody doing tonight? It is Friday here in these United States of America. It is a holiday weekend, 4th of July celebrations. Here in my neighborhood, they have already got the party started. To be honest, I'm not too sure if I am in a celebratory mood when it comes to America's independence because I feel like my personal body autonomy is under attack. But we will talk about that later on in the podcast. Hello, squatties. How's everybody doing tonight? Let me go ahead and turn on the comments here. All right. Welcome to Meghan, Duchess of Advocacy World Podcast, special edition of Sussex Talk that we do on Friday nights. Welcome. For those of you who are listening and not in the live chat, welcome. And those of you who are in the live chat, welcome. I want to say a special welcome to our channel members and to all of our subscribers. And if you are not a subscriber to Meghan, Duchess of Advocacy World Podcast channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. Don't we, squatties? Yes, indeed, we do. So, everybody who is in the live chat, I want to see thumbs up. I want to see people dancing. I want to see flowers. I want to see roses. Is everybody in a celebratory mood because it's Friday? I know I am. Let me know where you are from, where you be, where you are at. What are you representing in regards to country, state, or city? If there are any UK squatties in the house, please let me know because I know America is well represented here at Meghan, Duchess of Advocacy World Podcast. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay, I see a lot of people dancing in the chat. I love it. I love it. I see thumbs up. And please do not forget to hit the thumbs up button. All right. I see the usual suspects are in the house. Let's see here. Yes, I see a lot of people dancing. That is awesome. That is awesome. Yes. July 1st. Happy birthday, Princess Diana. Absolutely. Okay, we got somebody from the Netherlands in the house. Welcome. Los Angeles in the house. Of course, South Carolina's in the house. How you doing, Church and Nelly? North Carolina's in the house. Toronto, Canada. Love it. Westchester, New York. Welcome. Boston. We got Boston in the house. I love it. ATL is in the house. Okay. Oh no, Susie Q. Thinking about you, okay? I am glad that you are here with us for Sexist Talk. Appreciate you. I hope you get better. Yes, yes, yes. Happy birthday, Mrs. Princess Diana. Washington D.C. is in the house. Girl, you know I got your back. I want you to get better. Okay, I see people are letting me know what they're drinking. I see that there are some people drinking red wine. Absolutely. Yes, I have my adult beverage in my hand. I'm drinking a little light tonight actually. I'm actually drinking Bud Light. And the reason why I'm drinking Bud Light is because it was on sale. It was a sale that I could not resist. Okay, I see somebody's from Florida. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, let's give Susie Q a hug. We want her to get better. Okay, peppermint tea. Sounds good. We got somebody from Oklahoma in the house. Absolutely. I love it. I love it. How are you doing, Miss Bernadine? It's nice to see you. All right. Let me go ahead and start my spiel here. Welcome, everybody, to Sexist Talk with Special K Thoughts. This is a Sexist family chat that we have on Friday nights. If this is the first time that you are joining us, welcome. You are family tonight. We love having these family chats about our faves. And once again, our faves, they were in the news a lot this week, weren't they? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, we are going to talk about what's happening in the world of success. Harry and Meghan, Megs and Hags. What else do we call Harry? Is it Zaddy? We call Harry Zaddy, right? Zaddy has the People's Prince, the Global Prince. We just love Prince Harry, don't we? And of course, we love Meghan. Okay, somebody is drinking ginger tea. I had ginger tea one time and whoo, it sent shocks through my body. I think I had the jitters for like 2 hours. So ginger tea doesn't really agree with me. And it's interesting because Special K thoughts, I am an adult beverage type of girl. Okay, somebody's drinking coconut water. Awesome. Yes, that's another name for our global prince, Ginger Avenger. I love Baron. Next time you guys see Baron, tell him that Special K Thoughts said hi. I was listening to a couple of his podcasts, and boy, he had me on the floor. You feel me? That's right. You're absolutely right. B10 Pow, Girl Dad, Prince Harry, Girl Dad. That's another nickname that we have for him. Is somebody drinking moonshine? Now you know what? I heard that Snoop's red wine was really, really good. So I'm gonna have to taste test that. All right, let's go ahead and get started because it is a holiday weekend, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of you have other things to do this Friday night. So let's go ahead and get started. Success Squad. We are a global squad. We are an international squad. Wide on all sides of the globe, aren't we? We speak multi languages up in this bitch, don't we? We pulls no punches, do we? Some of us and many of us are very, very blunt when we got something to say. Am I right? Oh boy, but I love the squad. I love the squad. I love the squad. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. Woo! You guys know how I do. Let's see here. Bam! All right, everybody. Like everybody knows, and like how many of you in the chat have already stated, today is July 1st. It is Princess Diana's birthday. So happy, happy birthday to Princess Diana, the people's princess. Right? Princess Diana forever. She was beautiful. She was more beautiful on the inside than she was on the outside, wasn't she? Princess Diana would have been 61 years old today, 61 years young today. Such a shame. She still would have been fairly young if she was alive today. Beautiful. She was a beautiful soul. She was an angel. Nothing but global love for Princess Diana. Am I right, squatties? Nothing but global love for her. She had such a kind spirit, a genuine kind spirit. Yes, yes, she was. She was charismatic. She was empathetic. She wanted to be, right, the Queen of Hearts. Isn't that what she said? That she wanted to be the Queen of Hearts. It is just so sad that, that she's not still here with us. Princess Diana would have only been 61 years young today if she was still alive. She still should be here enjoying her beautiful grandchildren, enjoying life. All Princess Diana wanted to be was happy, right? That's all she wanted. She just wanted to be happy. She wanted her children to be happy. So, again, happy birthday to Princess Diana. I want to see hand claps, thumbs up, flowers, flowers for Princess Diana because she still should have been here. But maybe he just felt that she served her purpose on this earth and it was time for her to come home. Anybody in the chat watch The Crown? I watch it, and I'm telling you, I cannot wait for what's the season? Season 6. They are going to continue the Diana years. I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait. The Crown, the reason why it's such a global hit is because of the caliber of excellent actors and actresses that they have on that drama series. I mean, everybody on The Crown is a great actor. And the way it's produced and the way it's directed, I mean, it's just an excellent, I'm stuttering here, but it's just an excellent, well written, well produced, well directed, just well acted drama series. And I see why they win all the awards that they win. Yes, Olivia Colman, she's excellent. But I'm about to veer off to the left here. You guys know how Special K Thoughts does. Olivia Colman, who plays the older Queen Elizabeth, she's great. But I thought the actress that played the younger Queen Elizabeth was better. Is it just me who feels that way? I thought that the younger actress, well, I shouldn't say younger, but the other actress who played the younger Queen Elizabeth, I thought she was awesome. I thought she did a wonderful job. Anybody else in the chat agree with me? And the actress that plays Queen Elizabeth's sister, the younger, is it Margaret? Who plays the younger Margaret? I mean, she did an excellent job. You know, they focus a lot on Olivia Colman, which is fine, which is great, but those actresses were top notch. The actress that plays Margaret Thatcher, woo! Now she did win an award, right? The actress that plays Margaret Thatcher. She won an award, right? Did she win an Emmy? Because I mean, she acts her ass off in The Crown. I mean, just the whole. I mean, look, I can't wait till the new series of The Crown drops. And I'm telling you, I'm going to have to check on my mother when that series drops. Because when that season, I should say, drops, because my mother was a huge Princess Diana fan. She still is. And I'm telling you, when that new season starts and they finish with the Diana years, I'm gonna have to check on my mother. I'm gonna have to go check on her. But it just goes to show you how much globally loved Princess Diana was. I mean, she really, really was. You know, and I think I've told this story before on this podcast, but when Princess Diana died, I don't want to tell my age, but you know what? I'm proud of my age, but you know, when Princess Diana died, I think I was what? Let's see. 10, maybe 17, 18, possibly 19. And I think I was home on vacation from the military. And, you know, I remember coming down the stairs and my mom was watching the funeral. And, you know, my mom was boo hoo hoo, snot nose down, crying, boo hoo hoo, and watching the funeral. And I'll never forget it, what my mother said. I'll never forget what my mother said. And I think I've said this before. You know, my mom said, just when she found happiness, they killed her. My mother, African American woman, living in California at that time. That's what she felt. And she still feels that way today. Ben 10 Pound, thank you so much for the donation. We here at Meghan, Duchess of Advocacy World Podcast, we appreciate it. We appreciate the support. But think about that. I don't want to, be Debbie Downer and, doom and gloom and all that celebrating Princess Diana's birthday. But I'm just saying, snot nose down crying, watching Princess Diana's funeral. And what does my mother say? Just when she found happiness, they kill her. Why would my mother feel that way? Like, why? Hmm. You think so? You think she was right? Oh, wow. You know what? When I post these comments, I need to go ahead and read them. That was a suggestion by a squatty. So I'm going to go ahead and do that because that's a good suggestion. So Susie Q says, your mother is right. Hmm. Oh, wow. Really? So Belinda says, I went to sign the condolence book at the British Embassy here in New York. Wow. That is awesome. See, that's historical right there, Belinda. Historical. Your name is forever connected in an historical event when it comes to Princess Diana. That's serious right there. Yep. Miss September 15 says, I remember when she was killed, I was praying she was okay. It's just sad. Sad, sad, sad. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. But happy birthday to Princess Diana. She will forever be in our hearts. Forever be in our hearts. For those of us who remember her. Well, everybody remembers her. Well, I shouldn't say everybody remembers her, but those of us who were little kids or teenagers or young adults, whatever, stage in life that you were at that time, people remember where they were at and what they were doing when news dropped that Princess Diana was no longer with us. I remember sitting on the couch and I was watching MTV. Remember when MTV used to play music videos? Well, I was watching MTV and the news flash, breaking news came out that Princess Diana was dead. So happy birthday to Princess Diana. She would have been 60 years young today. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Nighty Night says the most famous woman in the world. I agree. Beautiful too. Beautiful soul. All right, squatties, let's go ahead and talk about Princess Diana's son, the people's prince, the global prince, the Ginger Avenger, Has, Zaddy, Girl Dad, Meghan's husband, Prince Harry. So today was the Diana Award ceremonies where they honored recipients of the Diana Award. And it was awesome to see Prince Harry. I believe that he did a surprise um, video. I don't think that it was expected for him to send this surprise video message. I don't think it was expected of him to participate in this. And this was a surprise. He actually presented um, an award to, not an award, but the Diana Award to a recipient. So it was awesome. It was awesome um, that we got to see Prince Harry. And boy, Prince Harry is looking good. Isn't he looking good? married life, being a dad and living in the United States, living in California is really agreeing with Prince Harry. I mean, he looks good. Seriously, he looks good. He looks happy. He looks healthy. He looks content. Hi, Carol. Glad you can make it. But Prince Harry, he looks good, and he sent this video message. He participated. I should just say he participated in the Diana Awards ceremony, and what he did was he sent a video address. And this is what Prince Harry had to say in this video address. He says, "Today, we're reflecting on what would have been my mother's 61st birthday. And this year is also 25 years since her passing." Wow. 25 years. I mean, that's a long time ago. Am I just getting old? Let me see. Okay, so now I can really add up how old I was. Let's see. Mm, oh, okay. No, I was still in high school 25 years ago. But anyway, I was thinking I was in the military when Princess Diana died. But anyway, look at me veering off to the left here. But I'm really trying to figure out. Hold on. Okay, so I was 17 when Princess Diana died. All right, my bad. Let me start over again. Today, this is what Prince Harry said in the video address. "Today, we're reflecting on what would have been my mother's 61st birthday. And this year is also 25 years since her passing. There isn't a day during the past 2.5 decades where I haven't thought about the mark she left not only on me and my brother, but on all of our lives." Anything in that, anything in what he said stand out to you guys? Hmm. All right. Prince Harry also said this, which touched me. "I see her legacy in all of you. I see her legacy in a Diana Award community that spans multiple generations. I see her legacy every time I meet with families, young people, and children from all corners of the world. And I see my mom's legacy when I look at my own children every day." That was just so sweet. So, so, so sweet. But Prince Harry, he sent this video address. He presented one of the recipients, and I believe he actually closed the Diana Awards as well. So awesome, awesome, awesome. I also want to read this, what he said, which touched me. "My mother instilled in me and in all of us a drive to speak up and fight for a better world. And now, as a husband and a parent, my mother's voice is even stronger in my life. All of you have helped keep her voice alive by showing the world how each small action counts, how kindness is still valued, and how our world can be better if we choose to make it so." Some pretty impactful words right there, wouldn't you say? Pretty impactful. But I expect nothing less from Prince Harry. I don't. I expect nothing less from Prince Harry. You know, that is a true leader right there that you see on your screen. He definitely is a reflection of his mother. He's a true leader, but he's a compassionate leader, isn't he? He's a compassionate leader that has empathy, and he truly has a genuine, kind soul, just like his mother, right? He's the Prince of Hearts. That's what Prince Harry is. He is the Prince of Hearts. I love you, Prince Harry. All right. And of course, this hit global news. Now, what I loved about this was the recipient winner that Prince Harry presented. I mean, this young lady right here is awesome. She's just absolutely awesome. And that's what I love about being Harry and Meghan fans is that, they definitely um, bring awareness and showcase um, different nonprofit organizations that we weren't aware of. Now, people who live in New Jersey are probably aware of this nonprofit organization, and they're probably aware of this young lady right here who received the Diana Award. But I wasn't. And what I love about Prince Harry and Meghan is that they showcase grassroots organizations. Don't you love that about them? They showcase and they put a spotlight on grassroots organizations. Now, this young lady right here who won, well, I shouldn't say won, but she was honored and she received the Diana Award. Her name is Priya Patel. Okay. And she is the founder of Peer Responders. And what Peer Responders is, it's an online mentoring and certification program for teens that trains teens via mentorships with mental health professionals on how to respond to peer crisis. Priya is only 17 years old and she is from New Jersey. Okay? I mean, that is awesome. And I believe that she founded this grassroots nonprofit organization when she was only 15 years old. Imagine that. Imagine being 15 years old and you come up with this idea. You come up with an idea about helping your fellow peers deal with mental health issues and you're providing, you know, a service for them so they can get access that help them deal with their mental health issues. However, the providers that they would go to help them when they're in their teenage crisis are their fellow peers. Isn't that awesome? It's peers helping peers with the guidance of mental health professionals. Because who more than to understand a peer that is in crisis than another peer, right? Isn't that awesome? I mean, I wish that was around when I was a teenager. But congratulations to this young lady, recipient of the Diana Award. Her name is Priya, and I hope I'm saying her name right, Patel. She is 17 years old and she lives in New Jersey. So congratulations to her. Um, if you have any teenagers or if you know any teenagers who are in some type of crisis or they're dealing with crisis, look her organization up. She does have a website. So go ahead and click on to her website. And the name of her organization is Peer Responders. Peer Responders. So that is just awesome. I thought it was great when I saw that. I didn't watch the whole thing, um, because I was working, but I did happen to catch this. And for those of you who haven't had a chance to watch it, it is on YouTube. The whole ceremony is on YouTube. So I advise you to go ahead and watch it. Again, it was just awesome to see Prince Harry uh, be a part of this. He did a video address and he presented this to Priya Patel, and I believe he also closed it. So awesome, awesome, awesome! It's great to see Prince Harry continue his mother's legacy. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that an awesome thing to see him continue his mother's legacy? All right, now we're going to go ahead and talk about our favorite Duchess, right? Let's go ahead and talk about Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, or here during this live podcast and here on this channel, we like calling her Meghan the feminist, don't we? We just like calling her Meghan the feminist. So, Jessica Yellen, who is a journalist, I've seen her on TV before, reporting, doing news. I'm not too sure what um, news organization I've seen her report on, or what news channel I should say that I've seen her report on. I want to say CNN. It's either CNN or MSNBC, perhaps. Maybe somebody can let me know in the chat. But I have seen Jessica Yellen on TV before, reporting the news, and she's always come across to me as an objective, honest journalist who's kind of perky. She's a little on the perky side, right? But news dropped earlier this week from Jessica Yellen. She let it be known that Gloria Steinem and Meghan, she interviewed them and she had this conversation with them about Roe versus Wade, how the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade. And that is still huge news here in America. People are still talking about it in America. It's not going to go away. I do believe it's going to be a battle cry, especially for people to vote in the midterms. But I mean, it's just a mess. It's a hot mess here in America. It really is, because they are not going to stop at Roe versus Wade. They're just not. I mean, you know, Clarence Thomas made that be known. He let that be known that they do not want to stop there. They want to go ahead and possibly overturn same-sex marriage. I can't believe that they're actually thinking about overturning the right to contraception. It's like, really? Are you serious? They're like really thinking about overturning the right to birth control, any type of birth control. I mean, they are really going crazy with this. And it's so crazy because I really honestly thought the Republican Party was all about individual civil rights. Not anymore, right? Not anymore. Lord, yes, he is. He is evil. But you know who's worse? Miss Valerie says Clarence is evil. He is, but you know who's worse? His wife. His wife is evil and crazy. That lady is crazy. Is Texas worse? Okay, Miss September says Texas is the worst, and that hateful Clarence Thomas is no Thurgood Marshall. He sure is. He's not even close. You can't even put those two in the same sentence. You can't. You really honestly can't. But back to Megan and the godmother of the women's movement, Gloria Steinem. They had this conversation with Jessica Yellen about the overturning of Roe versus Wade. And I'm telling you, I'm still I'm still in shock about that. I can't believe that this actually happened. But it happened. And they're going to keep it going. They're trying to strip all of our rights, but mainly women's rights. It's a cultural war on rights. They're trying to force their religion and their beliefs on everybody. And it's so sad because America is supposed to be separation of church and state, right? But that's not what's happening in this country. America is not free. This is not a free country anymore. Let's see here. So there's Megan, and there's the godmother, Gloria Steinem. She is the godmother of the women's civil rights movement. And we all know, Megan and Gloria, they're friends. And Megan had met Gloria way before she had met Prince Harry. And we all know that Gloria has definitely took some bullets when it comes to the women's rights movement. And Megan, she's been fighting for women's rights ever since she was 11 years old. So Megan definitely is well invested in advocating for women's rights. It's documented. She has a documented history when it comes to advocating for women's rights. And we all know that Miss Gloria Steinem definitely has a documented history when it comes to advocating for women's rights. Has anybody in the chat seen that movie about Gloria Steinem? I haven't seen it, but I heard it was really good. I heard it was really good. I was looking at some older pictures of Gloria Steinem, and let me tell you, she was hot back in her day. She was hot back in her day. But anyway, Megan, Gloria, and Jessica, they had a conversation about the overturning of Roe versus Wade. And here is something that Megan said that stood out for me. Uh, Jessica asked Megan, this is what Jessica asked Megan. Megan, for women who live in the states where trigger laws have already gone into effect, they will learn quickly what life was like before Roe. And see, this really affects women like me, okay? Because Roe versus Wade, um, that court decision was done before I was born. So my whole life, women have always had the right to an abortion. So this is definitely brand new territory for me. And I think that's what's brought me so far down. Just to wake up one day and to find out that a right that you've had your whole life was just snatched from you. I mean, that does something to you mentally and physically. You know what I'm saying? But this was Megan's response. This is having a real impact on women's bodies and lives starting now. Women are already sharing stories of how their physical safety is being put in danger. Women with resources will travel to get an abortion. Those without might attempt to give themselves one at tremendous risk. Some will have to source abortion pills from unregulated pharmacies. Others who are pregnant and find themselves in a medical emergency will be at the mercy of the doctors and lawyers to determine if a procedure that is needed to save her life can even be done at all. What does this tell women? It tells us that our physical safety doesn't matter. And as a result, that we don't matter, but we do. Women matter. Impactful words. Because that's how I feel. I feel like we don't matter. I've told you guys time and time and time again on this podcast The number one reason why I'm such a huge Meghan fan is because of her advocacy for women's rights. And she's not the only one. There are a lot of women that I'm huge fans of that are advocacies that advocate for women's rights. That's my thing. Okay. Yes, I'm a black woman, but I'm a woman first and foremost. That's how I feel. I am a woman first and foremost. And as a woman, I feel like my rights are being taken away. All right. This is another thing that Meghan said that I loved. I loved her response. I thought it was awesome. This is a question that Jessica asked Meghan. Many of the states that are banning abortion, Meghan, are also those with the highest rates of maternal and infant mortality, especially for Black women. Across the U.S., Black women are almost 3 times more likely than white women to die in pregnancy or childbirth, and Black infants have a mortality rate twice the rate of white infants. How concerned are you that this ruling will have an outsized impact on those women? And what specifically worries you? So Megan's response was, these issues are systematic, interconnected, and preventable. Women of color, and especially Black women, are most impacted by these decisions because most of us don't have the same access to health care, economic opportunity, mental health resources, the list goes on. It's difficult to overstate what this decision is going to do to these communities. That's a very impactful and powerful statement. And it's a true statement, what she just said. Now, some people across social media were like, well, why did Meghan make such a comment like that? Like, how would she know? She's a woman of privilege. Right? I'm not going to focus on the race piece, okay? I'm not going to focus on the part where she said us. Because when she said us, obviously she was identifying with Black women. I'm going to focus on the economic piece of what she said. Okay. So there were some people who were like, well, how would Meghan know that? She's a woman of privilege. She comes, you know, from privilege. She lives a life of privilege. She can easily get access to great, wonderful, excellent healthcare. She's a woman of privilege. She has access to great, wonderful mental health services. People don't seem to understand that that's how racism works. Okay. It doesn't matter if you're a Black person or a person of color. Sometimes it doesn't matter if you live a life of privilege. You can still be discriminated against based on the color of your skin. You could be Black or a person of color who's a multimillionaire who lives a very privileged life. That does not mean that that Black person or person of color has easy access to good health care. What does Serena Williams say? Serena Williams, she's a GOAT, the greatest of all time when it comes to tennis, not women's tennis, tennis, period. Serena Williams lives a very privileged life. She worked hard, she earned it, but she lives a very privileged life. She has easy access to great, wonderful health care. But what did Serena Williams say happened to her when she was pregnant? What did she say? She said while she was pregnant, she knew that there were issues. Her body was telling her that there was some type of issue going on, but her doctors did not listen to her. They didn't believe her. A black person, person of color, who lives a very privileged life, who has the financial means to have the best health care in the world, it doesn't matter if that doctor does not listen to that black person or that person of color because that doctor is racist or they just don't care for the simple fact of that black person or person of color skin. Okay? All right, we got a new channel member. Yay! Welcome, 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 Iris. Welcome to Meghan, Duchess of Advocacy World Podcast. Everybody give Iris a hand clap. So that's very important. Very, very important. Okay, I want people to understand that. And I'm pretty sure 99.9% of people in the Success Squad understand that and they get it. Okay. But just because you come from a life of privilege and you have easy access to the best healthcare, it doesn't mean that that doctor is going to give you quality healthcare. And it doesn't mean that that doctor is going to care enough about you to make sure that you get it just because you have money. Okay. And, let's face it, we all know and we all understand that Meghan didn't come from a life of privilege her whole life, right? She didn't come from a life of privilege her whole life, and neither did her mom. So I thought what Meghan said right there was absolutely wonderful. I thought it was spot on. I thought she was spot on. Um, and I think it's just awesome that Meghan is still continuing to use her platform to advocate for women's issues. Meghan, 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 we need that podcast. Don't we? We need that podcast because that is what her podcast is going to focus on. Women's issues. And she is going to talk to experts, historians, and just regular folk who are in the fight of their lives when it comes to women's issues. So I can't wait. Meghan, Meghan, if you're listening, we need your podcast, girl. You just need to drop it on us. Bam! I am so ready. I'm so pumped for her podcast. There she is using her platform to spotlight and put a focus on women's issues. I agree. I can't wait. I just can't. Now, what I loved about this conversation that Meghan and Gloria and Jessica were having was, what did they let us know? What was the bomb that was dropped? I think some people caught on to what she said, but I think some people, it kind of went over some people's heads. I don't think people understood like the magnitude of of what was said during that interview. Excuse me, I had to cough. But what was said during that interview was that Meghan and Gloria, they are teaming up together. They are teaming up together to lobby Congress to finally get the ERA in the Constitution. I mean, that is huge. That is huge. She is using her platform to have real impact. Okay. Megan's only doing what she feels is the right thing to do. Megan is going to be in Washington, DC. I mean, that is huge, guys. That is huge. She's not just sitting on her butt watching Prince Harry play polo every day. And it's not like Prince Harry is playing polo every day, right? Prince Harry, there's no telling what he's up to, right? You all know that he's probably doing something big as well. And then he's just gonna drop a bomb on us. But Megan is using her platform for good. She's advocating for women, guys. She's advocating for women. And when it comes to Roe versus Wade, it's not just about women, it's about men too. It's about men too. It's about your sons and daughters. It's about your daughters and sons. This affects all of us, not just women. I mean, it affects primarily women, but it affects men too. You know what I'm saying? I agree. Now is the time to make it happen. Like, get your Mariah Carey on and make it happen. Right? It's like make it happen. I mean that's why I love Megan so much. That's one of the reasons why I love her so much because she's not just a performative duchess. Let me put it to you this way. Megan would do this even if she wasn't a duchess, right? I mean that's we all know that. We all know that. And you're going to hear haters say, "Oh, well, if she wasn't a duchess, nobody would care and nobody would want her to be doing this or nobody would be calling her up to interview her for um, something like Roe versus Wade being overturned." That's not true. There is documented history of Meghan advocating for women before she was even thinking about Prince Harry. There is documented history of Meghan rubbing soldiers, Meghan rubbing soldiers shoulders. My gosh, I am tongue tied. There is documented history of Meghan rubbing shoulders with world leaders. There is documented history of Meghan giving speeches and participating on panels talking about women's issues, voting rights, advocating for young people, advocating for young women, girls. I mean, there's just documented history, right? There's documented history of her being an ambassador for one world, right? Isn't there documented history of Meghan speaking in front of the United Nations? Wasn't she honored at the United Nations? I mean, there's just so much documented history of Meghan advocating for social causes. So all this talk about she's just jumping on the bandwagon, this, that, and the other, I mean, it's just not true. And people like Jessica Yellen know that. That's true. I'm looking in the chat. That's true. She's just a humanitarian, period, right? She's a humanitarian, period. Yes. Let me highlight this. Absolutely. Dolores Williams says Meghan has been a warrior for women for a long time. Her speech at the UN is one example. Exactly. And she did that speech at the UN. What was that? 2015 that she made that speech at the UN? For those of you who do not know, the UN, the United Nations, not just the United States, but the United nations. That means that there were dignitaries from all over the world that watched her and listened to that speech. Okay. She wasn't thinking about no Prince Harry back in them days, right? She earned that on her own. Oh, Miss Susie Q, thank you so much for the donation. I hope you get better. But she was already on the world stage before she was even thinking about Prince Harry. Already on the world stage, already rubbing shoulders with world leaders. She knew Justin Trudeau before she knew Prince Harry. But her haters, they don't want to give her flowers. They just don't, which is fine because she doesn't need them, right? But there's a reason why people like Anita Hill, Hillary Clinton, Jessica Yellen, Michelle Obama, Stacey Adams. Stacey Adams. I'm tripping tonight, but Stacey Abrams. There's a reason why influential women like those want to speak to Meghan, why they want to interview Meghan, why they want Meghan to be on their panels, why they want Meghan to be a part of whatever projects that they're doing. And I'm pretty sure that there's many more. Who have I left out? Let's see. I talked about Anita Hill. Let's go through the prominent women, the influential women that have spoken great things about Meghan, or they've wanted to interview Meghan, or they've invited Meghan to be a part of whatever project that they're doing. Okay, I already said who. Okay, let's get a list here. Let's get a list. Let's get a list. Let's get a list. Okay. Oh, thank you so much for the donation, Carol. I appreciate you. Okay, so let's get a list. Let's get a list. Okay. We're talking about all of the prominent, influential, impactful women who have huge platforms that have invited Meghan to be a part of their projects, who have cited Meghan, given her a shout out, who have acknowledged Meghan. Let's see. We have, we'll just start off with Michelle Obama, right? Let's see. Stacey Abrams, right? And we just don't have to do just Americans because I'm pretty sure there's people that I'm not aware of. But who else? We might as well just go ahead and put her down. Jessica Yellen. Her last name is different, right? Okay, there you go. Dr. Jill Biden, my first lady. Who else? VP, right? VP. Kamala Harris. Now that's huge. Okay. That list is huge already because you got two first ladies and you got the vice president of the United States, who is the second most powerful woman in the world. Right? I mean, that is huge. Who else? Okay, somebody says Hillary Clinton. How can we forget Hillary Clinton? Hillary Clinton, who is a former Secretary of State. Hillary Clinton, who ran for the President of the United States. Hillary Clinton, who is a perfect example of a woman, her not winning the pregnancy. Jeez, I am off tonight. Her not winning the presidency is a perfect example of how elections have consequences. Right? Perfect example. How when the right person does not win office and the wrong person is elected, elections have consequences. I mean, huge. Okay, I see somebody say Jacinda. What's Jacinda's last name? She is what, the Prime Minister of New Zealand? Is it Jacinda Ardern? Very influential, impactful Prime Minister, isn't she? Very influential and very impactful. Okay, yep, there you go. Let me highlight this. Jacinda, is it Ardern? Very impactful, very powerful prime minister. Okay. Look what she did when it came to banning AR-15s. Okay, they had that huge massacre of Muslims in New Zealand, and she stopped that shit, didn't she? She canceled it. She canceled that shit. Bam. No more AR-15s in her country. And there was something else that she did that was very impactful. Help me out in the chat. There was something else that Jacinda did that was very impactful in her country. But she doesn't get enough credit, in my opinion. She is one of the best um, leaders, world leaders, period, in my opinion. Right? One of the best world leaders, period, in my opinion. In my opinion. But let's see. So far we have Michelle Obama, Stacey Abrams, we got Jessica Yellen, we got Dr. Jill Biden, we have VP Kamala Harris, we have Hillary Clinton. There's somebody else that's big, and I can't think of them right now. Yes, she is. That's true. She's another one. I don't know if she's, you know, ever referenced Meghan, but she is. The Prime Minister, is it Barbados? Is it Mia or Maya? Motley? Very, very influential. I feel like there's somebody else that we're missing. Anita Hill, we spoke about her. That's another one. Anita Hill, she tried to warn us, right? Didn't Hillary Clinton and Anita Hill try to warn us? Better start listening to women. I don't know about Ellen. I don't know about Ellen. I mean, she's all right, but there you go. That's who I'm talking about. Yes. That's another one. Right. Very influential. Has a huge platform. I'm talking about Dr. Shola. Right? Very influential. And I pray that Meghan has her on her podcast series. Please, I'm speaking that into existence. Yes, that's another one. Jane Goodall. Jane Goodall. Okay. Oh, how can I forget her? Oprah. Thank you, Miss Chavez. Oprah. How can I forget Oprah? Oprah is probably one of the most influential women, period, in the United States. Point blank, period. Right? Yes, that's another one. I don't know how to say her name though. Afua. I know I'm gonna jack her name all up, but she's another one. You know, it hurts my heart every time I watch that video. Somebody will post it on Twitter, and she was on a panel, and they were talking about that racist asshole that um, compared Archie to a chimpanzee, the guy that worked for the BBC, and she was on a panel, and they were talking about that, and everybody on the panel was trying to just whitewash that, and like she was the only one that was speaking up, saying how racist it was, and everybody on the panel was whitewashing it, making it seem like that, she basically didn't know what she was talking about, and it was no big deal. Even the South Asian guy that was on the panel was acting like, it was no big deal, and you could tell it really frustrated her. And I think after that, you really didn't see her that much on TV anymore, if I'm not mistaken. But yes, yes. Well, you guys know what I'm saying. You guys understand what I'm saying. You guys get what I'm saying. Um, yes, yeah. How can I forget her? And I know I'm not going to say her name right, but that's another one, right? The young lady, she's very young, but it's I think her first name is is it Mala? But she was the young lady that was it the Taliban that dang near shot her face off because she was going to school. And that's another very influential, strong, powerful young woman right there. But yes, my point is talking about this because I'm kind of rambling here. But my point in bringing up all of these women is if they really honestly thought that Megan was not about substance, they wouldn't want to interview her. They would not want her to be a part of their projects. They would just ignore her. That's my point. And to say, well, they're just doing that because she's a royal. Well, if that's the case, then how come they don't invite Kate? How come they're not giving shout outs to Kate? Right? How come they're not, asking Kate to participate on these panels and asking Kate for her opinion on certain things? And to say, well, they're not inviting Kate because, you know, Kate's a royal and she cannot participate in anything political. Well, whenever there are stories about children getting shot, getting killed, or whenever there are stories in the UK about children being hungry and not getting food. Remember there was a huge story in the UK about school children um not having access to food during COVID, and the football player uh used his own money to finance school meals for children to make sure that they had something to eat while they were home from school. Kate could have said something about that. She could have addressed that. She's all about school age children. She's all about children from birth to age 5, right? But I don't want to bring her too much into this. But you guys understand what I'm saying. Okay? There's a reason why these caliber of women want to be associated with Meghan because they know that Meghan has been advocating for women's rights and that she's genuine about it. And she's got documented history um, regarding these types of social causes. So, no matter what, no matter how much the naysayers and the haters and the critics try to shut her up, it doesn't matter because these caliber of women see right through all of the hateration. They're like, we don't care. And I also believe another reason why these caliber of women don't care about the hateration and all of the negative comments is because they have been through it themselves. Look at all of the hate that Hillary Clinton used to get and that she still continues to get. That didn't stop her from becoming Secretary of State. That didn't stop her from being a senator. That didn't stop her from running for president. Right? Mm. So it's good to see that these women of caliber, and not just these women of caliber, but women from all different backgrounds and all, different socioeconomic status, all different races, all different ethnic backgrounds. It's good to see that women, period, want to hear Megan's voice. That's what I'm trying to say. And that's what I'm saying. And I can't wait until Megan drops her podcast. I can't wait. It's like, hurry up. Somebody at Success Squad get Megan on the horn, please. Somebody call her up. Tell her she need to go on ahead and drop that podcast. Ugh. Let me go back real quick. I'm not ready for this yet. Are we ready for him yet? No, we're not. Let me go back. Let me go back. Let me check and see what you guys are talking about in the chat. And there's a lot more women that I'm pretty sure that we can talk about, but we don't have time for all that. Okay, let's talk about this a little bit. Okay, so the football player. Okay, let me go here. Okay, so the football player that had put his money where his mouth is, and he had made sure that all of the children in the UK, all the school children in the UK, got meals during COVID while school was out. His name was Marcus Rashford. Okay, that's right. And this is the same Marcus that got all of that racism hate during the football games, right? This is the same Marcus? Mhm. I hear that he is an outstanding young man, though. I hear that he is a very compassionate young man. Okay, let's see. What? I heard about that, and I'm going to talk on it briefly, very, very briefly. Okay. We're going to get into some woman on woman hate. Okay. Somebody in the chat says, please, someone should tell Megan McCain to mind her damn business. Calling Megan C-list actress. I can't stand that woman. Okay, that's from is it Nana or Nana? Let me tell you something about Megan McCain. Okay. Megan McCain is a very unhappy, miserable woman. Point blank period. And I don't know if she's so unhappy because, her father died and she hasn't really dealt with that the proper way. But Meghan McCain is a very unhappy, miserable woman. To go from The View to writing a column for the Daily Mail, that's how far of a drop that she's gone. Okay. You don't go from being not a guest panelist, from being a panelist on The View to working for a trash ass tabloid like the Daily Mail. Okay. Meghan McCain is a clown ass clown. And she doesn't realize and understand, or maybe she does realize and understand, but people are laughing at her. And I mean that literally. People are laughing at her and they see her as a miserable joke. Okay. That little trash ass article that she wrote about Meghan running for president, go on Twitter and look at the comments that she's getting. Don't go on the Daily Mail and read the comments there because at the end of the day, the Daily Mail, they pay any and everybody to write a column to trash Meghan because they know that's what their readers love. So if you go on there and read the comments, well, yeah, everybody's going to agree with Meghan McCain. But Meghan McCain posted that shit on her Twitter page, and she is literally getting trashed. And I love it. She reminds me of Tina Brown. Okay. Think you could just talk shit about people and people are just going to agree with you. Okay. Meghan McCain is getting trashed on her own Twitter page regarding that trash ass article that she wrote about Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. Number one, Meghan never in her life ever said that she was going to run for president. Okay. They keep on bringing this up over and over and over and over again. The reason why they keep on bringing it up is because they know, right? Meghan's power and they know her influence. They know it. They know that she's got that type of influence. She's got the charisma, but she has the skills and she has the experience. If somebody like Donald Trump can be president of the United States, then Meghan can be president of the United States. But Meghan does not want to be president of the United States. They do that because of her influence, but they also do that so she can get a lot of hate. Right? They do that so she can get a lot of hate. They do that just to put a big old target on her back. Okay. Meghan McCain should be ashamed of herself for writing that article. But if you really read that article, okay, if you really read it, in a way, she kind of trashes the royals. That's what cracks me up. I don't think she realizes it. Okay. But there's a little slight there towards the royals. But anyway, don't pay no attention to Meghan McCain. I mean, she she's allowing the Daily Fail to turn her into a woman abuser, hateful troll. That's what she's allowing the Daily Fail to do. Okay. And that mess is not going to play well here in America. But let her do her. Let her do her. Let her be her miserable, trolling, insecure, hateful self. All right, let me move off of her. Okay. Yep, she does. She loves it. Exactly. She loves. She loves attention, good or bad. Bethany in the chat says McCain loves the attention, whether it's good or bad. Okay. That's exactly what it is. It's just Church Nelly says they want the racist right wing in America to start attacking her. I mean, that's true. That's what they want. That's what the UK conservatives want to happen in America. They want the right wing press here in America to start attacking, viciously attacking Meghan. That's what they want. That's what they want. But that's not going to work in America. And Americans know, American squatties know that that's not going to work in America. And what I mean by that is yes, they're the right wing media is going to attack Meghan when she does something, but it's not going to last for a whole month. Okay? They're not going to have 5, 10 panel guests on these morning shows constantly trashing her every day. That's not going to happen in America. Yes, Meghan can do something that the right wing MAGA haters can't stand. And yeah, they'll talk about it. They'll do a segment about it, but then they'll move on. They'll move on. It's not like the UK where it's constant. Megan does something and it's constant every day, having 5, 10 panel guests doing a 2 hour show about how horrible she is. That's not going to happen here in America. It's just not. They move on. Here in America, they move on and they go on to the next target. Okay. It's not personal like it is in the UK. And the thing about Megan is she's in good company. You honestly think Megan gives a rip that the right wing media is attacking her here in America? She doesn't care. She doesn't care that they're attacking her in the UK either. She probably wears that as a badge of honor. She's in good company. She's in good company with the Michelle Obamas and the Hillary Clintons and the Stacey Abrams and who else, and the AOCs. Look how they viciously attack AOC. And she keeps going. She keeps her head up high. I don't agree with everything that AOC says or does, but she keeps doing her thing. She keeps doing her. She's going to do what she thinks is right. She's going to say what she thinks is right. And it's the same thing with Meghan. Look how they used to attack the squad here in the United States. Look how they used to attack the members of Congress, known as the squad here in the United States. And those women, they keep going. They keep doing what they feel is right. They don't change their morals or their values. And the same thing's going to happen with Meghan. I see a lot of Beyonces. I see a lot of people referencing Beyonce. Yeah, Beyonce's okay. Beyonce's all right. I know that she likes Meghan, and she supported Meghan. Yeah. As you can see, I'm not a real big Beyonce fan. I'm just not. Sorry. Yes, I said it, and I'll say it again. Special K Thoughts is not a huge Beyonce fan. I think she's very talented. And she can dance her ass off, but I'm sorry. I couldn't name you one Beyonce song except for the one that she just released. I think the song that she just released is the first song that I've ever listened to by Beyonce that I liked the first time. Usually when I like a Beyonce song, it's because I don't listen to it like 1,500 times. Yeah, I said it and I'll say it again. Not a huge Beyonce fan. I think she's talented, don't get me wrong. I think she's beautiful, but I think her sister is more talented than her. I know, huh? I don't need to get the beehive on us. You're right, Miss Lydia. You're right. Let me stop. But I do. I think her sister is more talented than her. All right, let's go ahead and move on. For those of you who are just joining us, welcome, welcome, welcome. We have just been having, a family chat about our faves, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. We've been talking about what's been going on in the world of Sussex. So let's go ahead and go to the next slide. Ah! Yes, yes, yes. We're going to talk about corrupt Chuck. Are you guys ready for corrupt Chuck? Are you guys ready to talk about corrupt Chuck? Before we do, let's go on ahead and drink. If you need to hydrate, go ahead and hydrate. If you're drinking water, tea, adult beverage, go ahead and hydrate because we're about to talk about corrupt Chuck, Prince Charles. Mm. Corrupt Chuck. I didn't mean I didn't mention Venus and Serena. I'm sorry. Yes. No, I mentioned Serena. Yes, I did. But yes, Venus and Serena. I love Serena. Serena is my wifey. She is. I'm telling you right now. Serena is my wifey. Okay. Serena is my girlfriend. She's my wifey. Some squatties in the chat talk about, not in the chat, but just some squatties, period, talk about how Meghan is their wifey. No, no, no. Me, for me, it's all about Serena, okay? I love me some Serena Williams. I love her. I love her. I love her. I love Venus too, though. I love Venus's, her whole, what's the word I'm looking for? Aura. Serena is just as calm and just as poised as she can be. But you could tell that she's fierce. You know what I'm saying? You could tell that Venus is fierce. Venus is just as calm and just as poised as she can be, but she's fierce though. Okay. Love me some Venus. But Serena, that's my wifey right there. Mm. Yes indeed. Yes indeed. Yes indeed. Oh, okay. So you agree? Yeah. Sorry. Lisa says, me too, Special K. Not a fan. Couldn't name a song. I mean, I like B. Don't get me wrong. I like her. I just, I don't want to get the beehive on me. I just think she's overhyped. I'm sorry. I think she's overhyped. A lot of smoke and mirrors with B. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But the song that she has out now, love it. Love it. All right, let's go ahead and talk about Corrupt Chuck because he's on my screen and I need to get him off my screen. Corrupt Chuck over there laughing. Okay. There was a lot of news about Corrupt Chuck this past week, wasn't there? A lot. Mm. What was the news about Corrupt Chuck? And this appears to be a habit for Corrupt Chuck, right? This is a habit for Corrupt Chuck. There's a reason why we call him Corrupt Chuck. Okay. There's a habit, there's a pattern with Corrupt Chuck. There's a habit and there's a pattern with Corrupt Chuck when it comes to money. Is it there? Uh, Prince Charles giving 3 million in cash in bags by a politician. Mm, mm, mm. Mm. Corrupt check. Now, can you imagine? Seriously, now. Now, let's keep it real. Really think about this now. Who in their right mind that is not a criminal would accept $3 million in cash in a damn bag? Who? Like, really? I, I have no words. Right? Only a criminal would do something like that, except $3 million in cash in bags. See, I'm gonna be laughing. So, like I was saying, news came out that Prince Charles, this happened back in 2015, as a matter of fact. Okay. I think that's kind of going over people's heads, but this actually happened back in 2015. And for whatever reasons, all of a sudden, somebody decided to drop this news on us here present in 2022. Interesting, huh? But anyway, back in 2015, Prince Charles accepted $3 million in cash in bags from a donor. And these donors they're always what? From Saudi Arabia, right? So that news hit, and I mean, it hit. Okay. So then, a couple of days later, this news drops that Prince Charles to stop accepting large cash donations from charities for charities. This is some foolery here. This is some clown ass clown, corrupt foolery here. This man is accepting $3 million cash in bags. Then he briefs because he didn't like the negative attention he was getting. Then he briefs and says, gets his people to say, put out a statement that says that Prince Charles to stop accepting large cash donations for charities. Charles, the heir to the British throne, runs two charities that are under scrutiny for how they have handled donations from the wealthy, including $3.1 million from a former, is it Qatari prime minister. This is just horrible. Horrible. Okay. How many times has Prince Charles been underneath investigation regarding his charities? How many times? Like, seriously. He was underneath investigation, right, for selling access, right? Wasn't he selling access? And he was selling um those titles, the MBEs and whatever those titles are that are so important in the UK. Wasn't he selling access to himself? And he was selling honors. That's what he was doing. He was selling access to himself and he was selling honors. Like how many times has Prince Charles been investigated? Oh, but they so worried about Meghan and Harry. They so worried about Harry and Meghan and Netflix. And yet you got the future heir to the throne doing some corrupt gangster shit, accepting bags full of cash for his charities. Like, really? And there was some other bad news. The royal family, they had a rough week. Okay? They did. They had a rough week. But you wouldn't know because the British press, they didn't really want to focus on that, but we'll get to that. So, Prince Charles, he's accepting millions of cold hard cash in bags. Then he puts out a statement saying, "You know what? I'm not going to do that no more. Nope, nope. Corrupt Chuck is no longer accepting millions of dollars of cold hard cash in bags. Not going to do that no more. Nope." And then news drops about the sovereign grant. Okay. Bam, news drops about the sovereign grant. And the news is that the royal family, they spent 100 million pounds US dollars. That adds up to 124 million, right? But it also says that the UK royals, they spent 17% more money than they did the previous year. And this all happened during COVID, right? This all happened during a time when the world is still dealing with COVID. UK royals spending up 17%, mostly for palace overhaul costs. hmm So they want to blame it on the upkeep of the royal palaces. Yeah, right. So UK royals spending up 17%, mostly for palace overhaul costs. Royal accounts show that the British monarchy's publicly funded spending rose by 17% to 102.4 million pounds, which equals 124 million in the past year, with the renovation mainly taking up a large part of the cost. But corrupt Chuck said he wasn't going to let all that bad press and all that bad news cramp his style. He said, "Oh no." See, what we have to realize and understand is that corrupt Chuck, he's an OG. He's an OG. Okay? So think about it. Meghan and Harry, they're having a good week. Okay, Meghan and Harry, they continue to do what they do. They continue to do the right thing by advocating for social causes and you know, providing services and spotlighting causes that have positive impact on people's lives. Right? Royal family, what are they doing? They spending up taxpayers' money, over 102 million pounds, up 17% from the previous year. And they can't blame that on Harry and Meghan because Harry and Meghan, they left the royal family back in 2020. Okay. So corrupt Chuck, he's being his corrupt self by accepting millions and millions of dollars, cold hard cash in bags. Royal family, they spending up all of the taxpayer money, 102 million pounds, up 17%. But corrupt Chuck says, you know what? I'm not gonna let that cramp my style. I'm not gonna let that, make me look like a horrible person. And like I was saying, corrupt Chuck, he's an OG when it comes to this getting rid of bad press. He's an OG at that. So what does corrupt Chuck do? Bam. Meghan speaks while corrupt Chuck leaks. right? Isn't that what Corrupt Chuck did? Meghan speaks. She's over here having conversations about women's issues, women's rights. Prince Charles leaks because the royal family was getting all of this bad press. He's over here accepting millions of dollars in cash in bags. The royal family is spending up all of the taxpayer money. So, what does OG Prince Charles do? He goes back to that royal playbook and he leaks something positive about himself. That's what he did. Prince Charles and Camilla apparently had an emotional first meeting with granddaughter Lilibet. How long ago was Lilibet's birthday? What's today? What's today's date? What's today? Today is what? July 1st? When was Lilibet's birthday? June 4th? Right? That's almost a month ago. That was almost a month ago. Right? And we didn't hear anything about Prince Charles, especially Camilla, meeting Lilibet. They weren't too sure. Even the royal rodent reporters weren't too sure if Prince Charles actually met, Lilibet and saw Archie. The only thing that they knew was that the Queen did. That's all they knew. Nobody knew nothing about Prince Charles and Camilla meeting Lilibet. Meghan speaks, Prince Charles leaks. Prince Charles is a dirty OG, isn't he? He's a dirty, ruthless OG. Prince Charles ought to be ashamed using his granddaughter to get some good press. And that's exactly what he did. Look at this. And this hit global news. Global news. Okay. CNN. Prince Charles' emotional first meeting with granddaughter Lilibet. Okay. See, CNN's not talking about Prince Charles getting millions of hard, cold cash in bags. No, they're talking about Prince Charles's emotional first meeting with his granddaughter Lilibet. That's what CNN is talking about. Prince Charles, corrupt Chuck, dirty OG. He's ruthless, man. He's ruthless. Look at that. Prince Charles had an emotional meeting with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's kids. Mm-hmm. Ruthless. Using his grandkids to get good press. Trying to get the American media not to mention his corrupt ways, his criminal gangster ways, meeting in backyard alleys, getting $3 million in cold hard cash in bags. Mm. Now I'm gonna tell you why Prince Charles is a ruthless, dirty OG when it comes to leaking and briefing. You have to admit, the story about him meeting Lilibet for the first time and he was emotional, that played fairly well in the American press. It did. But what didn't play fairly well in the American press was this. William and Kate rejected Harry and Meghan's invite to Lilibet's first birthday party. That may have played well across the pond, but over here people were kind of like, ugh. Prince William and Kate refused to attend Lilibet's first birthday despite Meghan and Harry invite. First of all, I don't believe that Meghan and Harry invited the airheads. I don't. Especially Harry. Now, Meghan, she can be gracious and kind. Meghan might have. Because that's Meghan. Meghan's going to do the right thing. She's like, it's about the kids, it's not about us. So Meghan might have, but Prince Harry, I highly doubt that. William and Kate Middleton absent from Lilibet's first birthday party after receiving invite from Harry and Meghan Markle. Again, I don't know if they were invited or not. I don't know if I believe that. But my point is, what plays better in the press? A story like this or a story like this? Prince Charles, he's an old crooked, old corrupt OG when it comes to playing the game of getting good press. That's what I'm saying. He's dirty, he's ruthless, he leaks. He knows how to play the game. We did not hear nothing about Prince Charles and Calcilla meeting Harry's children. Meghan and Harry's children. We didn't hear nothing about that. Harry and Meghan and their children they've been left the UK. It's been almost a month because Prince Charles and the royal family was getting all of that negative press. Prince Charles leaked. He leaked this story. Now, think about it. What if Harry leaked this story? What if Harry leaked the story that his father was emotional when his father met his grandchildren? What if that came from the sexist camp? We all know if that came from the sexist camp, that those Royal Roten reporters would have passed out. They would have passed out. They would have said that Harry was wrong for sharing such a private moment between family members and that Harry tells everything. And that's why the royal family can't trust him. Or they would say that Harry set that up for Netflix. Right? We all know this. If this information, if this news came from the Sussex camp, the UK media, the Royal Road reporters would have had a shit attack. And they would have accused Harry of using his father for the Netflix cameras. Point blank, period. All right. That's all I'm saying. Is Prince Charles is a ruthless, corrupt, dirty OG when it comes to leaks and when it comes to trying to bury negative stories about him, and he'll brief something positive about him when it comes to his family. Point blank, period. And he will use his grandkids the same way he used his own kids when they were kids. You guys understand what I'm saying? He did it to Harry when Harry was a kid, and now he's doing it to Harry's kids. And that's horrible. That's horrific. But that's corrupt chat. Okay. Keep your eyes on Corrupt Chuck. He's an OG in this game. They are so quick to think that William is going to be this great, awesome king. William is still wet behind the ears, and I don't think William really wants to be king. He just wants the power. Remember what I said in the last podcast? The monarchy is going to end because it's going to cannibalize itself. When Corrupt Chuck becomes king, him and William are going to be at war. Who do you think dropped the story about Corrupt Chuck getting the bags of cash from this prime minister? Who do you think dropped that story? That happened back in 2015. Who do you think dropped that story? William. That's what I think. Do I have proof? No. But it's just amazing to me that that story all of a sudden dropped. I mean, it like came out of nowhere. And this happened back in 2015. I'm telling you, the monarchy is going to self destruct because once Prince Charles becomes king, him and William are going to be at war. Watch that space about Prince Charles and Harry. Watch that space. Okay? Because trust me, Corrupt Chuck is laughing. Okay? He's laughing. Because what he managed to do was he managed for the global press to stop talking about his corrupt ways. He managed for the global press to not really focus on the royal family spending more money than they did last year in regards to the Solomon grant. And he also managed to get the global press to focus way more on his emotional visit with his grandchildren and the fact that the royal family is burying the bullying allegations against Meghan. I mean, he hit like three birds with one stone. He really did. Corrupt Chuck, dirty, ruthless OG. Look at this story right here. And this is what I mean by watch this space about Corrupt Chuck and Harry and Meghan and the grandkids. Watch that space. Harry and Meghan now financially independent and should be congratulated on millions. This supposedly came from a royal source saying that that's how Corrupt Chuck feels about Harry and Meghan, that he's happy that they're financially independent and they should be congratulated that they're financially independent. See, Corrupt Chuck is dropping seeds, you guys. He's dropping seeds. He's positioning himself. This is just my opinion. This is just Special K thoughts here, but he's positioning himself to be more in line and more in sync with Prince Harry. He needs an ally because he knows that Prince William and the KP staff are really going to start briefing against him once he becomes king. Watch that space. And I could be wrong. It's just my thoughts, just Special K thoughts. But I feel like he's dropping these seeds. Okay. And he's been dropping these seeds. Remember the stories that were coming out that Prince Charles had offered to pay for Harry's security, that Prince Charles had offered his place for Harry and Meghan to stay. Okay. He's been dropping them seeds. All right. Prince Charles is, I feel, is trying to align himself with Harry and Meghan. Why? Because he knows that his other son is going to be gunning for him once he becomes king. But he's also trying to align himself with Harry and Meghan because he knows that Harry and Meghan garner global attention. He's an OG about that. He's ruthless about that. He knows how to play the game when it comes to getting global attention. So watch that space. Prince Charles, in my opinion, is going to start aligning himself with Harry and Meghan. He's all of a sudden going to become the supportive, loving grandfather to Harriet and Meghan's children. Then eventually you're going to start hearing stories about how corrupt Chuck and Harry talk to each other every day. Watch that space. Prince Charles, corrupt Chuck, ruthless. He's a ruthless OG because corrupt Chuck is sending out the message now. He's letting it be known now that this is chess. It ain't checkers. All right? He's letting them know now. This is chess. It ain't checkers. I've been waiting for this shit for 70 freaking years. Think about it. He's been dropping seeds. He managed to get his mama to make his wife queen consort when she dies, right? He managed to pull that off, right? And trust me, he's fighting like hell, making sure that Prince Andrew doesn't get in the spotlight ever again. And once Betty passes along to glory, oh, Prince Andrew can hang that shit up. Corrupt Chuck's gonna be like, who? Corrupt Chuck's gonna be like, the only brother I got is Edward. This is chess. It ain't checkers. All right, what you guys talking about in the chat? Because it's getting late, and here I am rambling again, going past my time. Who agrees with me in the chat? Let's see. Let's see. There you go. Charles sees all the global attention that the couple get. He sees the future. Thank you. Bam. You feel me? This is what somebody in the chat said. Is it Francilia? And she says Charles sees all the global attention that the couple get. He sees the future. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. They watching Harry and Meghan making millions. Let me read that again. I said that kind of fast. Lorna says they watching Harry and Meghan making millions. That's a part of it. Okay. Because corrupt Chuck, he got millions. He got millions on top of millions on top of millions. What corrupt Chuck is looking at is the global attention that Harry and Meghan get. Because his mother, Queen Elizabeth, I mean, let's face it, she gets global attention, magnified. And that's what corrupt Chuck wants. And he sees Harry and Meghan as a tool to help him get that type of attention. Yeah. Charles, this is a comment. Charles also sees what the Success Squad do and the support. I think he's probably fascinated by that. He's probably just like, whoa, really? Wow. I think that fascinates him. And trust me, everybody in the royal family is well aware of the Success Squad. Trust me, we are on their radar. Let's see what else. Miss Joyce says Harry is smart enough not to let Charles get that close. This was the man that left him and his family without security. Absolutely. I agree. I agree. But Harry did say that he wanted to work on his relationship with his father. So, whatever capacity that means, I don't know. Yep. And see, that's what's going to shock. Corrupt Chuck. Marshar says Harry knows the game too. He sure does. And that's what's going to shock Corrupt Chuck. I don't know if Corrupt Chuck is ready for Harry. I don't know. I don't know. I hope Corrupt Chuck realizes and understands that Harry does not need him the way William does. Okay. Because Harry will flip in a heartbeat. Rory says, Special K, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Chuck is going to be the best grandfather in the press. Yep, I thought the same. You said it. Yeah, he's going to use those grandkids. And I hate that. But he is. He's going to use those grandkids. It's going to be all about the grandkids. He's going to take Queen Elizabeth's place because that's all the press talks about. Is did the Queen see Lilibet and Archie? It's a shame that the Queen has not met her great granddaughter yet. They always left Corrupt Chuck out. Corrupt Chuck is the grandfather, but the press always made it about Queen Elizabeth. Corrupt Chuck is, he's zooming in on his grandchildren because he knows that that is going to play well in America. Okay? He knows that. Faith says Corrupt Chuck. I love calling him Corrupt Chuck because that's exactly what he is. He is Corrupt Chuck through and through and through, but he's a ruthless OG when it comes to the ruthless ways of the royal family. All right. Now, I know you guys heard this story, horrible story about the Met officers. Actually, it turned out to be justice served, but the Met officers, the ones that were making racist comments about Meghan, well, those Met officers were dismissed. They were fired. Okay. So news came out of the UK that there were these metropolitan officers that were on, I guess it was WhatsApp, the app, and they were making racist jokes, racist and sexist and homophobic jokes about Meghan and some other people. Okay. And actually some citizens from what I heard. Well, they were fired. Um, in one of the text messages exchanged, it was her that in one message shared an image of a gollywog toy that was captioned a sneak preview at Meghan's wedding dress. Okay. Now, I had no idea what a gollywog was. I honestly didn't. I didn't know what it was. Okay. And then in another text message, it stated that another was of a young boy in a hoodie, which was captioned Monkey in the Jungle. Whoo! That's just horrible. Can you imagine? These are people that are in positions of power, law enforcement officers that we're talking about here, exchanging all of these racist text messages. And these people are in charge to protect and serve you, the public. But this is what they really think about you. This is what they really think about us. Horrible. But again, like I said, I didn't know what a gollywog was, so I had to look it up because I just didn't know. That's a gollywog. Wow. It just goes to show you how deep rooted racism is. Megan is of mixed race, and she's a very, very light skinned, fair skinned mixed race woman. But that's not what they see. This is what they see. This is what racists see. And this is what William was concerned about. William was concerned that Archie's skin was going to be this dark. I mean, I'm laughing, but it's not funny. That's how deep seated racism is. Like when you look at Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, how do you get this image in your head? Like seriously though, like how do you get that image in your head? Only a racist would get that image in their head. It's like somebody just said in the chat. Where did that comment go? Thank you, Mr. Joseph. Mr. Joseph says all it takes is one drop. It's true. Let me get this shit off the damn screen. And those are the disgraced cops. Now, from what I'm hearing, the Metro police officer or the ex-Metro police officer that's in all blue, I'm hearing that he's South Asian. See, that's why black people say, no, 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 don't put us in the same category as people of color. That's why you'll hear some black people say that. Black people and people of color are not the same. Okay. Because you do. You have people of color who are racist towards black people because they do not want to be close to blackness. Okay. But yeah, they got fired. So they're out of there. But whew, crazy. But like people have been saying, we thought that there was no racism in the UK. None whatsoever. Zilch. That Meghan was never discriminated against. There was never no racism towards Meghan. But here you have Metro police officers exchanging text messages saying derogatory things about her. Not derogatory things, not only derogatory, but very racist things about her. Mm, mm, mm. All right. Well, there she is. That's Meghan with her beautiful self. I like this picture because she has no makeup on and it just shows her authentic beauty. Very pretty picture. Beautiful picture. I just love that picture. I don't know what it is about this picture right here, but I just love it. I love the black and white pictures of Meghan, and I love the authentic pictures of her where she absolutely has no makeup on. I love it. But we are getting ready to come to an end to this podcast. My goodness, it's late, guys. It's late. It's 10:17. I did it again. Oops, I did it again. Kept you guys over. But again, back to this picture. I just love this picture. I just love it. And I wanted to show it again during this podcast. But before we go, I wanted to show you guys this video because I think it's awesome. And I was watching this in real time. Okay, I was sitting on my couch and I was watching this in real time because this is like one of my favorite TV shows. Okay. And when I saw this, I screamed so hard. I was like, but it only goes to show you how much global mass attention Megan gets. Okay, because she's being referenced in all kinds of pop culture. Okay. I don't know if anybody watches it, but one of my favorite TV shows is Tyler Perry's Sisters. Okay. And it comes on BET. And I was watching it last night, and this is what happened for those of you who don't know in the chat. Here we go. Marco shit, I love her. Hold on, I'll play it again. Okay, this young lady right here, can those of you see it? This young lady's character right here, she had no idea that she's dating a prince. Okay, she had no idea that she's dating this prince. And she goes grocery shopping, and there are some women in the grocery store that recognize her, and they're from the same country that the guy that she's dating is from. So these women know that she's dating a prince. So she finds out that, whoa, I'm actually dating a prince. So this is what happens. Girl, you about to be on your Meghan Markle shit. I love her. Oh my God. When they showed that, I screamed. I was on my couch and I screamed. I thought that was just so funny. But anyway, it just goes to show, Megan's got global mass appeal. And it brings me back to corrupt Chuck. That's what he's looking for. So watch that space. Watch that space. All right, guys. It's time to go ahead and end this podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed Sussex Talk tonight. Again, I went over. Sorry I kept some of you guys up late, but I hope you guys had fun because I did. So before we go, if you are not a subscriber, I'm going to need you to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, please. And while you're there, hit the thumbs up button. We here at Meghan, Duchess of Advocacy World Podcast, we are on YouTube and we are on Twitter. We are on Instagram. We are on Spotify and we are on Apple Podcast. Let's see. I hope you guys enjoyed the live podcast tonight. What do we have forward? What do we have to look forward to, I should say? Of course, we've got Megan's podcast series. I can't wait for that. And regarding her conversation with Jessica and Gloria, we all know that Megan's podcast series is going to be awesome. And wow, Megan and Gloria going to Washington, D.C. to advocate in regards to the ERA. That's going to be awesome. Okay. Keep your eyes on Corrupt Chuck because we all know that he's up to his shenanigans. Corrupt Chuck. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this podcast because it is getting late. I appreciate you guys staying up with me, and I appreciate this talk. So, before we leave, again, I want to see thumbs up. Please don't forget to hydrate. Please don't forget to hydrate, okay? No bad energy. No bad energy. Feed the chickens. Feed the chickens. And what's another one that we always say? Yeah, I scream too. Judy says, yes, I screamed. I also seen that episode last night on Sisters. Awesome hearing Megan's reference. Yes, it was awesome. So come on, guys, help me out. Don't forget to hydrate. Feed the chickens. No bad energy. Is there one more I'm leaving out? I think that's it, right? There you go. See, Miss Lydia, that's why you're my girl. Service is universal, isn't it? It is. Service is universal. All right, guys. Happy 4th of July to everybody. Please stay safe. Please stay safe this 4th of July. I'm not going to do too much partying on this 4th of July because I feel like my rights as a woman are being taken away from me. But I guarantee you, I'm definitely going to eat some barbecue. Okay? I'm going to eat some barbecue. I'm going to eat some barbecue. All right, guys. It's time to end this podcast. Let's get ready to see our rebel yell. You guys ready? Okay, I see one more I have to say. Drive safe. Right? Please drive safe. Here we go. Rebel yell. Continue to wear the SS on your chest because you know we are the best. All right, guys, stay safe. No bad energy. I love you and I love you all, but it's time for me to go. Happy 4th of July to all of the Americans in the house, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys.